Hey, my name is Ayanna Freedom. We're going to be working with the 12 body agreements to release stress, bring in joy, racial trauma healing, collective healing, healing marginalized and oppressed communities, healing your body, ways to rest and release hustle culture, ways to nurture yourself, cultivating your tribe and being present with them, loving the fuck out of your body, and what the fuck is menopause? Join me for this journey of getting your mind, body, and spirit the fuck unstuck.
Hello.
I'm already laughing. I can't even. Hi, Blessing.
Hi, Mom.
How are you doing today?
Good.
What is the name of our podcast? Do you remember?
Unfuck your stuck.
Wait, say it again.
Unfuck your stuck.
So I asked Blessing if she would be comfortable swearing. Her answer was no. Like, how did I have a child that's not comfortable swearing? She's just going to laugh. Do you know what this podcast is about, Blessing?
Our book.
Oh, she said our book. Yes, it is about our book. And do you know what specifically we're talking about?
Your body.
Your body, yeah. So this podcast is about the 12 body agreements. And today we're going to start off the first podcast, the first episode and the second episode with
how to control and listen to your body.
Oh, she used the word control. So we're going to talk about that. But agreement number 1 is I agree to listen to my body. So that's what we're going to talk about today. First, you know what we do before we do anything else, Blessing?
We breathe.
Ah, there we go. So we're all going to take a really deep breath in together. So let's take a big inhale into the nose, out through the mouth. Let's do one more. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Nice, Blessing. Do one more and then make like a ah sound. Yeah. Oh, her little precious voice. So now you're all calm and ready. So we're going to talk about agreement number 1, and I'm going to read some from the book. But I thought it was pretty funny that Blessing brought up a few things she brought up this morning when we were talking about what we wanted to do for the podcast. So we were thinking about like, how do we spice this up, even though we're both pretty spicy, but we have very similar thoughts about most things. So I tried to pick her brain, like, what do we disagree on? What are things that might be different? And what were some of those things that you said?
On TV, she thinks all the hot black men are so hot.
And so why do we disagree about that?
Because they're old.
I'm also guessing that you're kind of like creeped out that your mom's like out loud talking about like hot men on TV. Yes.
And in the street.
And in the street. Walking. Oh, when we're walking. Yeah. And that happened when? Yesterday?
Yeah.
I think that's probably something that's okay to do out loud, like to their face even sometimes.
Golden buzzer.
That was a good one. Okay. So there was also something really funny that happened this morning that reminded me of loving your body.
Our butt.
So I was getting ready this morning. Yeah, and I was walking around the house naked. I'm just going to say it. Because, I mean, she was downstairs and I was upstairs. But because there's mirrors in the house, the reflection of my large behind was in her view. And she really thought it was hilarious.
I was going up for a shower and she was like, oh, hello. You just really must love my butt because she was on the toilet.
And so I was like going to the bathroom. It was pretty funny. And then what did you do when I was like doing the dishes?
You slapped her butt.
All right. So a theme in our house often is my butt because it's pretty large. But Blessing also is very complimentary of that. And I talk to her all the time about loving your body no matter what size it is. And that a lot of my butt comes from muscle. I mean, some of it comes from cheesecake as well. But a lot of it does come from moving my body and having a lot of muscle back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for loving my butt, Blessing.
Yes.
So September 13th, which is the launch of the podcast, is the anniversary of my mother's death. And she died, I think, about 14 years ago. And Blessing has her last name is her middle name, so it's Lake. Do you want to tell the story about what happened yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was getting new Crocs. Love my Crocs. And I was getting my initials, which is Blessing, like parent. And in the L's, I was going to pick an L up, and I picked a V up, like the only V in all the L's. And it was so funny because my mom's name is Valerie.
So my mom often is still very present with us in the earth realm, and so she likes to play jokes, and so she
Yeah.
was going to grab her. It was like a pile of L's, like there was like, and then all of a sudden, so we just stuck our hand in, and a random V comes out. I was like, "Nice job, Val. That was hilarious." So she's still with us. So we want to honor that, and there's some other stuff we wanted to honor as well. Do you remember?
Sonia Massey.
Yes. I think in general, we would just wanted to honor anyone that had passed from racial discrimination or
Yeah.
police brutality, or anyone that's been harmed or murdered or killed, specifically by those things that have harmed people in many ways. Honor the beauty that they were, that they are, and just maybe take another deep breath in together. Inhale. And exhale. Yeah. Maybe like relax the shoulders. Let's all relax the shoulders, release the jaw. You can do what Blessing always does. Blessing, what hurts in your body right now?
My ankles
And what else?
and my neck and my back
Why might that be?
because I'm growing.
Yeah, she's so tall. This kid grows very, very fast, and sometimes her bones hurt. So she tends to crack the knuckles and all that kind of stuff, which I don't love, but I get it. But if there's another way that you want to honor your body in this moment besides breath, like dropping your shoulders or relaxing your jaw, if you're driving, often people listen to podcasts when they're driving, just maybe stick your tongue out, bring the tongue to the nose, stick the tongue out again.
I can't do that.
Drop your shoulders. Oh, you're pretty close. All right. So when we talk about agreement number 1, we want to talk about how do we listen to our body. And I was just at Kripalu so I'm a frequent flyer of Kripalu. So if you don't know what Kripalu is, it's in Western Mass, like by the Berkshires, and it's a gorgeous place for retreating, for being, for learning, for growing, but more like yoga, lots of yoga workshops and experiences. But the themes that get coming up there, which I just love, that I just want to repeat, that are about what's needed here. So, like any situation, we want to ask ourselves, what's needed here? And as a nonprofit leader, I was thinking about it originally as what's needed here with like the organization, with the group. And then I realized I got to figure out what's needed here inside myself first. So that's when I started to think about agreement number 1, like what's needed here in our bodies today in this exact moment. And then you want to kind of ask, like, what's not just what's needed here in general, but what's needed here right now, like in this time of your body, but also in the time of your body that's relating to the external pieces of the world. Meaning, there's a lot going on in politics right now. We're not going to get into that in this episode. But I do want to honor that there is ways in which the body responds to what I identify as traumatic. So I would experience the election right now as pretty traumatic, even though it can be hopeful, even though it could be something positive as an outcome, whatever your thoughts are on that. We're going to get into that later. But the energy of that can feel really harmful to the body because it's so stimulating and there's a lot of conflict around it. So we want to honor that right now. That's kind of what the body's going through. We're also in a war that continues and it's not ending, and it feels harmful and it feels yucky and it feels dangerous to the body, right? The body knows when there's war because it can feel the energy and connection of other people. She's laughing when I said war. What are you laughing at?
My faces.
Oh, she's looking at her own face and she's like, this kid is gorgeous. So, I mean, I would laugh and smile at my own face too.
I have a good way how to take care of your body. Ready?
Awesome. Go for it. What you got?
Pointed to my dad mostly. Ready?
She's already calling out Jason. I love it.
When you eat food and you love it, but you're full, don't force yourself to eat the whole plate.
Oh my
Because
God.
then you'll get sick. Thank you. Don't eat the whole food. You'll get sick. Don't eat all of it. Your body tells you when to stop
Oh my
and
God.
take a break.
Have you seen your dad do that?
Yes. All the time. He loves everything he eats because it's mostly steak and chicken.
Do you ever do that to yourself, Blessing?
Oh, maybe with sugar,
Aha!
with
Thank
candy.
you. Yes. Okay. I was about to say, there's something that you do eat a lot of that you probably don't need so much of. But you can do a lot.
Yes.
What can you do with your body?
Running.
Yeah.
Meditating.
You can meditate, yeah.
Dancing.
How can you forget that? It's like your most favorite thing.
I love to dance. It's so fun.
What type of dance is your favorite?
Hip hop.
Yeah. How do you feel in your body when you're dancing?
Like I'm dancing with my hands in the air and just don't care.
That
Like
was
I'm
great.
dancing with when nobody's watching.
Although you pretty much do everything in your body like nobody's watching.
Yes.
And you don't care. When I was at Kripalu, we had to write down 3 people that we admire. And you were one of them. And then we had to identify what is it about them that you love so much. And you know what I wrote?
What?
She is so free in her body. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. You're pretty free in all ways, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you get like that?
You.
I mean, I was hoping that was the answer, but it doesn't have to be.
It is.
Okay, well, what else? Who else contributed to that?
The universe.
Oh, the universe. So when I asked Blessing the other day, like, what religion do you think you are? And what did you say?
The universe.
The universe. We really love the universe because, well, I can answer for myself, but and then Blessing can answer for herself. Like when you think about something that's larger than you, that is full of energy, but also honors you and can carry you with grace in the world, we kind of identify that as the universe. So it's really like the higher parts of yourself that you don't know are out there. And then when you meditate, those things can come to light. What's emerging here, right? That was
What's
one of
rising.
What's rising, right? Instead of like oftentimes I rush and push and force things like nonprofits or other things that feel very hard. But when you just let it rise or emerge, it actually is just what's already there, like what the universe is trying to guide you. So, Blessing, I want you to read to people what agreement number 1 actually is.
Agreement 1. I agree to listen to my body. Define what it is that you are agreeing to with your body. The goal here is to come up with a theme or guide to develop the rest of the agreements.
So, agreement number 1, we can't really do anything unless we're listening to the body. So, some ways to do that are really to just get still and let whatever is emerging or rising come to the top. And don't worry about what that is. Don't stress it. It is what it is. Even sometimes it can be hard, it can be sad. So, for example, I have not been listening to my body very well lately. And the reason I know that is because I feel heavy, I feel tight, I feel sluggish. And that happens frequently when I'm not listening to my body. And so the ways that I need to do that are to really get still and really listen about what's happening. Because all the emotions, as we know, live in the body. Really, our only job is to listen. So there's like 12 body agreements that we're going to talk about on the podcast. But if we can't get to number 1, we can't really move on. So that's like in yoga when I talk about we got to resonate with the breath. We got to get grounded and we got to get our feet in the sand. We got to get really planted in order to really move on because everything else builds from that moment. Like asanas and movement and all that don't really matter if you're not really in the moment present with the breath and the body and listening to what the body needs. Sometimes when I'm in shavasana, right? So sometimes movement is not good. So what I've been doing lately is because my body's been in pain and I'm aware that there's emotions in there. I've been going to yoga and just laying down and being in the environment of other bodies moving. being in the warmth, being in the energy, but just being still. And then the answers are coming, which is really great. And then the next thing, our job is to listen and do what the body's asking. Yeah, so if the body's saying be still, Ayanna, like what I tend to do is the opposite. Like I rush and I get stuff done right because there feels like there's urgency in my body to do something. But the thing is I actually need stillness. So the point here is to really get in a place where you can listen to what the body's saying and then do what the body's saying, even if it's just not moving at all. Like that can be the hardest thing for the body sometimes. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about my mom and the body and how I first learned about listening to the body is so important. So this is the introduction to the book. I was under a desk, I think. It could have been a table. My knees were tight in my chest, my body was aching. The sounds were loud, men were laughing, bottles crackling all over the floor. Then more laughter. The laughter was deep with a twinge of danger. I was 7 years old. My mom would often bring men home and drink in one-bedroom apartment in Cambridge, in Massachusetts. I was tired of calling my dad or my stepmom to come get me. They would come, but often frustrated because they had come so many times before. Every time I went to call, I felt more humiliated than the time before. My mom couldn't take care of me again. I would have to explain. She's drunk again. Every time I went to see my mom, I was hopeful, kid-like hopeful, that this time would be different. This time, she would be clear, not sloppy, bright-eyed, not drooling, maybe just once, sober. No matter how much she hurt me the time before, I wanted to stay with her. I always wanted to go back. I never ever wanted to lose her. I loved her more than my body could hold on to that day. I longed for every second of my life. The kind of longing that you can hear like an echo when you close your eyes. It is repetitive, and it won't give up. She forgot I was even there that day. She didn't look at me. She didn't look for me. She didn't call my name. I continued to peek out from under the table, hoping that one of the men wouldn't see me or hurt me. They hadn't done that so far that I could conjure up in my memory. All I could see were vodka bottles everywhere. My body began to shake uncontrollably as I cried loud. I couldn't make it stop. "What the fuck is that, an animal?" one of the men said. My mom said, "Oh shit, Yanni." I slowly came out from under the shelter above me and went towards my mom, holding her tight. I held so tight that I felt like if I let go, I would fall into deep water that was full of sharks just waiting for my mother to let me go. The men laughed. She laughed like something was funny. It wasn't. The anger welled up in me, and the laughter continued with slobber and drool coming out of their mouths. They were so messy. When those moments happened, I went to the swings and sat on the same one every time, as if it was welcoming me home once again. I closed my eyes and I swung back and forth, feeling my body pulse as if the wind was carrying me and holding me secure in the exact circumference the swing could go. I gripped the chain so hard I would have blisters in my hands, except for the days that I had my Michael Jackson gloves on. My mom and I loved him. If I had time, I would grab my white gloves and the silver sparkles and take them with me to the park. I would slither between the men and the whiskey bottles to grab them before I could notice. Before they could notice, I was gone. I would swing and sing his songs over and over again, letting the vibration hit my chest, my shoulders, my back, and my heart as I pumped. If I was really angry that day, I would pump as high as I could, scream out loud, and then jump. I would often fall to the ground, but there was no pain greater than seeing my mother through the window from the park of the apartment getting hurt by the drunk man. Let's all take a deep breath in. Exhale. Because that was a lot of heavy information. Blessing, you okay hearing all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about all that before at some point in time. Probably not that specific, though. You sure you're good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I read that because, as lovely as my mother is, and as many things as I have learned from her, there were many moments in which she was harmful. When I was even 7 or 8 years old, I figured out that listening to my body was the most important thing in order to shift and change those moments. So finding the Michael Jackson gloves, having the vibration of my voice, using my throat chakra, using my heart chakra, letting the wind and the pulse of the swing guide me was the rhythm in which I kept myself alive in those moments and present in those moments. So even if you're someone that has a lot of trauma in your life and in your world, the way that you've already listened to your body is there. So it's not like we have to create, even though these 12 body agreements are like super awesome and like we can create new ones. What you also want to do is come back to the places that your body already knew that it saved you. Your body already knows how to bring you home. So for me, those moments really kept me going, and I can remember them and like, oh my God, my body already knew how to take care of me. You just want to press buttons.
Yes.
Okay, so Christy and I used to do this when we had our podcast to end it out. What is something that you love about your body, Blessing?
My strong immune system.
Your strong immune system? I didn't see that one coming. What made you say that?
Because if I get sick, it goes away fast and quickly, and I can get back to what I love doing the most.
And now I get to say what I love about your body. Oh, it's hard to not say your heart or your mind or your eyes or your smile. I guess I can say all those things because I just did. Your legs. Your legs. You know why?
Because I have muscle in them.
Muscle, yeah. Like when you run, you look like, I don't even know how to describe it. You're like grace in motion. You're like an angel. Like it's like you're just like gliding and prancing and again, so free. It's really beautiful to watch.
That's nice.
No. Yeah. All right. What do I love about my body? I'm going to go with the butt because we had the butt conversation this morning.
No, I was hoping you wouldn't say that because I wanted to say that.
I mean, you can agree with me and you can talk about it too. Like, it's not like the butt ever gets like, we can always talk about the butt. So you can say it.
I like your butt.
Okay. You want to say why?
Because it's warm and big.
It's warm and big. Oh my gosh. The warm. So it is pretty cuddly.
Mm-hmm.
You do tend to cuddle it a lot. Wow. There's a lot of like really good girl empowerment stuff happening right now. I love it. So this will be interwoven in all the podcasts. So if you're listening today, please write down a part of your body that you love. If you're struggling with a part of your body, even more so, write that down and then write about why you love it, even though you're struggling with it. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You don't really have. Do you have that?
What?
Do you have a part of your body that you're struggling with?
Nope, just my ankles.
Oh,
and
that you're,
everything.
yeah. So if there's a part of your body that's hurting, you want to bring breath there and then gentle movement and then stillness.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you.
Good.
I love you.
Oh, good.
I love you more.
I love you to the moon and back.
Oh, I love you to infinity and back.
Infinity and beyond.
Yes.
Hello. Welcome to the grounding meditation. The themes we will be working with on here will be allowing your body to become grounded in the earth, in who you are, and rooted in who you want to become. Let's begin. Find a comfortable seat or lay down. If you're laying down, you may want to put something underneath your knees like a bolster or a pillow to support your lower back. Notice breath. Observe it without judgment. Let your body breathe. The invitation is to become in this present moment and allow your body to breathe. Notice breath. Let your body breathe. Soften. Release the jaw. Release the shoulders. Lengthen the spine. Notice breath. Soften. Breathe. Be. Allow your body to inhale and exhale with ease. Allow your exhales to be longer than the inhales. Take your time. There is no rush. There is nowhere to go. There is only the earth, the moon, the sky, the sun, the sand, and the wind on your face. Feel the soil on your feet. Feel the sand between your toes. Bring your awareness to your feet. Notice breath. Bring your mind's eye to each toe and each beautiful arch of your foot. Find some gratitude for the things that allow you to walk about the earth and carry you with grace. Walk slowly in your mind as you notice the smells around you, the sounds of your breath. Allow your body to breathe. If feelings and tender emotions come up, allow yourself grace to use the breath to guide you, where you can even soften some more. Allow your mind and body to feel so grounded in this exact moment that you will not be moved. Allow your feet to be so rooted in the earth that you are held. Notice breath. What do you stand for? What did you come on this earth to be a part of? You are not small. You are done playing small. Drop your shoulders even more. Where and how do you want to be planted so you can grow fully as you in this world? Notice breath. Allow the breath to circle your body and be with the parts of you that might need it in this moment. Give yourself more grace, less judgment. It is okay to be you and to be grounded in this earth. Let your body breathe. Notice breath. Take 3 really full, deep breaths in and out as we close. Feel the belly, feel the chest, feel the whole body, sigh it out. Get loud if you want or need to on the exhale. Make some gentle movements with the body as you come back. Take your time as you integrate back into the space you are in.
Unfuck Your Stock is being produced by Lemonadio. When life gives you lemons, make radio. We encourage everyone to listenhappier.com.